Before Gyaltsen, Kaymer became a major champion and world number one. His story began in Dusseldorf, where a late start in golf met a family determined to build something durable. Taught by his father at the club, the family joined. Martin and his older brother Philip were introduced not with ease, but with discipline. He made his boys play from the ground at a young age and forbade them from using golf tees. He wanted to make it more challenging, so that when they were allowed to use tees in tournaments, hitting drivers would feel much easier. Martin and his brother never looked like the next prodigy out of Germany. They started in regional competitions and eventually played across Europe, and their parents forbade them from playing in the same events, wanting them to encourage each other rather than compete. But the boys remember secretly entering a competition where they faced off in the final, with Philip winning on the final hole. Martin progressively started to get better than his older brother, but still didn't manage his first win until he was 18. At the 2003 Austrian Amateur Open. He had to wait another year for his next win, which came at the 2004 German Amateur Championship. He was also a member of the German team that finished 10th at the 2004 World Amateur Team Championship in Puerto Rico. The following year, in 2005, Martin decided to enter Q School, with Philip joining for support. Martin won and then turned pro, while Philip came last and headed to law school after scraping through the amateur ranks and never really showing much promise. Martin's professional journey had begun. Kaymer started out on the EPD, a German third-tier developmental tour, and he got off to a quick start, winning his first tournament in 2005 at the Central German Classic by 5 strokes, with an impressive 19 under par. He remained on the EPD Tour in 2006, and from February to August he played in 14 tournaments, picking up 5 victories and finishing in the top 10 in all but 2 events, including a career-low 59, 13 under par, in the second round of the Habsburg Classic. Martin won the Order of Merit on the EPD Tour that year by earning €26,000. Due to his success on the EPD Tour, Kaymer received an invitation to compete in, and then win, his first event on the Challenge Tour at the Vodafone Challenge in his native Germany. He played in 8 events from August to October, winning again a month later at the Open de Valkens in France. Kaymer ended up finishing 4th on the Order of Merit list that year, despite only playing in 8 events. He finished in the top 5 in 6 of them, with his worst finish being 13th. In all, he earned €93,000 that year, and due to his success, he earned himself a European Tour card for the 2007 season. Martin made his debut at the UBS Hong Kong Open, but failed to make the cut. He missed the cut in his first 5 events of the season, and didn't make weekend golf until he made his first cut of the season at the Singapore Masters. He finished in a tie for 20th in his first 7 events of the season. Kaymer made 1 cut. All of these events were played outside Europe. He finished in a tie for 15th at the Madeira Island Open, which was the season's first event played in Europe. The following week he finished in a tie for 3rd at the Portuguese Open. He made 7 consecutive cuts from the 23rd of March to the 1st of June. During that streak, his worst finish was a tie for 35th, and recorded 5 top 25 finishes from June to September. Kaymer played in 9 events, but only making 2 cuts. He finished 7th at the Open de France and 2nd at the Scandinavian Masters, after a rocky start to his professional career. Martin ended his season debut in fine form. Playing in 6 of the last 8 events of the season, Martin made the cut in all 6, including a first round of 61, 11 under par, at the Portugal Masters. This was the tied lowest round of the season, and a new course record at the Oceanico Victoria Club de Golf, where he finished tied for 7th. At the season-ending Volvo Masters with one of the strongest fields of the season, Martin placed a finish of 6th place. He earned €140, which was Kaymer's biggest career payout. At that date he finished the season with a total earnings of €750, finishing as the highest ranked rookie on the Order of Merit in 41st position, and winning the Sir Henry Cotton Rookie of the Year award, becoming the first German ever to do so. These performances got him onto the official world golf ranking for the first time, overtaking Bernhard Langer and becoming the highest-ranked German golfer in the world at 75th. He ended the year representing Germany with teammate and four-time European Tour winner Alex Sechka at the 2007 Omega Mission Hills World Cup, where they tied for 6th place. At the start of the 2008 season, Kaymer signed with sports management company Sportyard, based in Sweden. With his new sponsor under his belt, Kaymer got off to an incredible start to the season, winning his maiden European Tour event with a wire-to-wire victory at the Abu Dhabi Golf Championship. Martin dedicated his win to his mother, who had sadly lost a battle with cancer. This achievement lifted him to 34th in the world rankings, making him the only player in the top 50 under the age of 25. It also secured his entry into the WGC Match Play Championship and the 2008 Masters. 2 weeks later, he finished second at the Dubai Desert Classic. He finished birdie, eagle, but world number 1 Tiger Woods beat him by 1 stroke. Kaymer moved to number 21 in the world. Martin's good form continued, winning the BMW International Open, becoming the first German to win the event in his 20-year history. Kaymer came close to a third win of the season with 2 runner-up finishes, one at the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship, where he lost a 3-man playoff to Robert Carlson, and another at the Volvo Masters, finishing 2 strokes behind Kjeldsen Kaymer. He earned €1.8 million in 2008 and finished 8th on the Order of Merit. Martin narrowly missed out on the 2008 Ryder Cup, but Nick Faldo invited him to assist the European side in a non-playing capacity, which Kaymer accepted. In 2009, Kaymer failed to defend his title at the Abu Dhabi Golf Championship, finishing 1 stroke behind winner Paul Casey. He followed that with success in the Middle East by finishing in a tie for 4th at the Dubai Desert Classic. Kaymer got his 3rd European Tour win at the Open de France Alstom. He defeated Lee Westwood on the first hole of a playoff when Westwood hit his approach shot into the water. The win moved Kaymer into the top 100 on the European Tour career earnings list. Just 1 week later, in Canberra, was picking up his 4th win on tour at the Barclays Scottish Open at the Loch Lomond Golf Club in Glasgow. He came from a shot behind on the day to win by 2 strokes. This win elevated him to 11th in the official world golf ranking. The next week at the Open Championship, Kaymer finished tied 34th, which was his best major finish at that time. He bettered this later that year at the PGA Championship, when he moved for a final round field to finish in a tie for 6th. In September that year, Martin was involved in a go-kart accident. He was ruled out with injury for 2 months. He returned for the final stages of the race to Dubai on the European Tour and finished the season ranked 3rd. Kaymer started the 2010 season with another win at the Abu Dhabi Golf Championship by 1 shot over Ian Poulter. After missing the cut at the Masters, a tie for 8th at the US Open and a tie for 7th at the Open Championship. After starting the 3rd round in 3rd, Kaymer had 1 more shot at a major that year. While we might remember the 2010 PGA Championship as the tournament where Dustin Johnson unknowingly grounded his club in a bunker on the final hole, we might not remember how Kaymer ground his way into the playoff with Bubba Watson. After a bogey on the par 4/15th, Kaymer parred the rest of the way, including a difficult 15-footer on the 72nd hole. In the 3-hole aggregate playoff, he made a 15-foot putt for birdie on the difficult par, 3/17th hole, then captured his first major when Watson double bug-eyed the last. That same year, Martin continued his form, winning the Ryder Cup with Europe on his debut, partnered with veterans Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter. Kaymer halved his foursomes match and lost his singles match. Only a week later, Kaymer was winning again at the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship at St Andrews, with Danny Willett coming in 3 strokes behind. He was the first player since Tiger Woods in 2006 to win 3 consecutive tournaments in a year, and the first European to achieve it since Nick Faldo in 1989. The win took him to a career high of third in the official World Golf Ranking, and earned him the European Tour Golfer of the Year award. Entering the 2011 season, he said he would concentrate on the European Tour for the 2011 season, though he would still play several US. That paid off, as in January he won his third Abu Dhabi HSBC Golf Championship title in 4 years, and displaced Tiger Woods as number 2 in the world rankings. As number 2 in the world, the major champion by 25, Kaymer boasted a different title, Best Player in the World, after his runner-up finish at the 2011 World Golf Championships, a Censure Match Play Championship. Kaymer overtook Lee Westwood as the number 1 golfer in the world, making him only the second German after Bernhard Langer to reach that feat. At the time, he was the second youngest to reach world number 1 behind Tiger Woods. This was soon surpassed by Rory McIlroy in March 2012, who gained the top ranking at 22. His reign at number 1 lasted 8 weeks, before Lee Westwood retook the crown after winning the Indonesian Masters. After reaching number 1 in the world, and like all players seem to do, which makes no sense to us mere mortals, Kaymer decided to undergo a swing change, frustrated with his disappointing results in the Masters. And, not being able to work the ball both ways, Kaymer looked to better shape a draw. He said, "I was number 1 in the world and not able to hit a draw, a shot he thought he needed to contend at Augusta." Kaymer thought his inability to work the ball left to right would hinder his success down the road, especially at Augusta. That year, at the Masters, Martin Kaymer missed the cut for the 4th time. He later admitted that changing his swing was a mistake. The rest of the year was relatively inconsistent, and Kaymer slipped down the world rankings until in November 2011. Kaymer won his first WGC title at the WGC HSBC Champions event in Shanghai, China. He entered the final round, trailing Frederick Jacobsen by 5 strokes, then shot a final round 63 to take the title by 3 shots. After parring his opening 6 holes, Kaymer birdied 9 of the remaining 12, with 4 straight birdies at the start of the back 9. This was the biggest comeback win in World Golf Championships history, and the lowest final round by a WGC winner. Kaymer's season-long struggle had finally paid off, and he said he was now comfortable hitting the ball both ways. That win got him back to number 4 in the world. Off the course, Martin and his girlfriend, LPGA golfer Alison Micheletti, had split up, and Martin has still not had a girlfriend since. When Kaymer was the final automatic qualifier for Europe's 2012 Ryder Cup team, he was in the midst of a terrible slump and was largely viewed as the team's weak link. Europe's captain, Jose Maria Olazabal, kept Kaymer on the bench for most of the first 2 days, but there was nowhere to hide him. On Sunday, Kaymer responded. The entire Ryder Cup came, down to his match against Steve Stricker on Medina's 18th green. He made a clutch 5-foot par putt for a one-up win to help complete Europe's incredible comeback and begin a personal one of his own. After another poor season in 2013, with no worldwide victories and only 3 top 10s, Kaymer slumped to 32nd in the world, and then decided that for the 2014 season he would join the PGA Tour, after 1 top 10 and 2 top 25s missing 3 cuts. Martin's form going into the 2014 Players' Championship was not his best. He started the week with a course record 63. In the first round at the stadium course of the TPC Sawgrass, he played the front 9 in 29.7 under. This was the first time ever on either the front or back 9 that a player had shot below 30 through 9 holes at the Players. The final round was delayed due to bad weather. While Kaymer was playing the 14th hole, he holed a difficult 28-foot par putt with a huge downhill left-to-right break on the 17th green to retain his 1-stroke lead. His approach shot on 18 was short of the green, but he holed the winning par putt in near darkness and avoided a 3-hole playoff, finishing 13 under and 1 shot ahead of Jim Furyk. He became the 4th European to win this event and the 4th player to win a major, a WGC Championship and the Players joining Tiger Woods, Adam Scott and Phil Mickelson. Kaymer won $1.8 million, the largest payday of his career, and re-entered the top 50 in the world, rising 33 places from 61st to 28th. After winning that substantial amount of money, you'd think Kaymer could have treated himself to a private plane ride home. He had just won $1.8 million after all. Instead, he joined the general public waiting in line to get through TSA at Jacksonville Airport. He then grabbed some floor near his departure gate to charge his phone by a wall socket, maybe to check his bank account. 2 weeks later at the US Open, Martin opened at Pinehurst with consecutive rounds of 65, 5 under par, to set a US Open record for 36 holes. He finished the tournament at 9 under par, 8 strokes ahead of runners-up Ricky Fowler and Eric Compton. He became the first player in history to win those 2 championships back-to-back. With the win, Kaymer gained exempt status on the PGA Tour through 2009 and rose to 11th in the world rankings. With his US Open victory in 2014, Martin became the first non-British European golfer ever to win the US Open and one of the few players to win 2 majors under the age of 30. In October, Kaymer won the PGA Grand Slam of Golf, the annual 36-hole event featuring the year's 4 major champions. In 2015, the season began with Kaymer's appearance at the Abu Dhabi SSBC Golf Championship with scores 60, 467 and 65. He held a 6-shot lead. After 3 rounds, this extended to a 10-shot lead. That collapse in Abu Dhabi did not become the end of the story, but it did mark the beginning of a harder chapter. The wind stopped, the confidence wavered, and the game that had once carried Geltz and Kaymer to the sport's biggest stages became far more difficult to trust. And yet his career cannot be measured only by what came after the peak. It is also defined by what he reached before it, the Ryder Cup pressure, the Players' Championship, and the US Open won with total control for a player who climbed to the top, lost his way, and kept searching anyway. That legacy feels more complete than any single leaderboard. Martin Kaymer's story is not simply about decline. It is about how high he rose, and how much that rise still endures.